Ticker symbol SONN, absolutely meeting the upside that we were talking about from yesterday, right? Let's go ahead and go over the potentials for the coming sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an SONN technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them can consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we are looking at SONN on the monthly chart here. Okay, you guys, oh my goodness. You know, I have to say this. I actually, I've been having some, a little bit of technical problems. I know that I'm at the tail end of these technical issues, but my goodness, man, I literally just finished recording a 17-minute video of this ticker and none of it recorded on the mic. Anyway, let's do this all over again. All right, so we were looking at the targets of about 84.61 to 91.06. In fact, we surpassed it ever so slightly, right? We, in fact, reached during market hours the top side of about 90, hovering over this candle right here, right? So 95.50. Now, in the after hours trading session, we did reach 105, and we are currently sitting in post right now at $1, now at 101. Okay, so the reason why I'm mentioning this is because it now presents another area of resistance. Notice this candle's opening right over here, right? We just have to look at that O, right? So take a look at the opening right up there, 105. That is the resistance that we faced in the price action in the post market, right? So, and now the bottom side of the $1 is specific to the closing of this candle here, right? So now the C, right? So hovering over that, you can see that we close this candle right. I mean, this is a monthly candle, guys, right at $1, which is literally where we just came out of. You saw it tick up, right? So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because this kind of just goes to show that we can show absolute accuracy in the targets that we're looking for, even from a monthly time frame, right? So look at this. We still have 14 days and 21 hours to close this one candle here. There is no, and what I mean is just to not give ourselves heart attacks and anxiety and panic attacks with the 1 minute candles and the 2 minutes and the 5 minutes and stuff. Just there's nothing against it. That's actually momentum territory, right? For momentum traders. I'm just saying that, with ease, we can actually just look at this one candle and evaluate via the previous areas of historical supports and resistances. We were able to tell exactly where we were going, right? So this is very good. And another thing to kind of point out here is that SMA 10 on the monthly. Notice how perfect it is that we got that resistance touch today from it and got that little bit of a pullback, right? So the great thing about that is that price action went up to 105, came back to $1, literally to validate this area as a potential newly converted resistance moving average into support, right? So this is absolutely powerful, you guys. I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart, right? I think I wanted to say one more thing. Well, yeah, I guess I could, right? So we noticed that we had a tweezer bottom here. We also had a bullish engulfing candle formation. Both of those signals were alongside volume too, right? Volume was incredibly different and a lot higher than the other previous iterations. So within those three metrics, just raw price action and volume, we were able to tell that we were going to make an upside move. So now that we did get that upside move, this candle here would be the validator for a continuation to the upside even still. After you get this validation here via bullish formation, the next candle is the validator. We still have 14 days and 21 hours, guys. This is looking pretty good in the macro perspective for ticker symbol SONN, and we definitely have many targets to look at to the upside. Anyway, let's go and take a look at this right here because this is absolutely important. I want you to feast your eyes on this, okay? This, what you're looking at, is the Golden Cross's little brother. We absolutely got on the daily time frame. We got a silver cross. That is absolutely powerful for this. This is the EMA 21 crossing the EMA 55 on an upside pivot, okay? So I mean, there's a lot of moving average strategies and stuff, and yeah, it counts also, right? When you have a moving average going down and then the other one crosses while this one's going down, that's good. But I can't express the importance and the power behind when you actually fulfill an upside strategy, a moving average strategy. Well, actually, a pivot upside moving average strategy, right? So this is great. We got that upside on both of them. We just got that fresh cross, and upon that cross, you can see that we immediately reacted to that and then continued on, right? Even creating a little bit of a daily gap right over here, right? So we have about 76.50 to about 77.02, creating a tiny gap. This ticker is getting more and more bullish, right? So let's go ahead and notice one more thing, okay? So that 105 target that we touched on today, just in the post market, look at the 4-spot 618. It's natural that we're getting that resistance right short from that 107 target that the 4-spot 618 was giving for us. Another thing is that the 105 target, this is the green line, right? Notice that we have another gap right over here, right? So the retracement came down to $1, which just so happens to be the relation of this top side of this candle right here. It is absolutely, look at the H, right? When we hover over that candle, $1, which is absolutely the top side of this gap or the support of that gap, right? So everything is rhyming very well. Geometrics are coming through. So literally, I can't express to you how much of an A+ play this was when we were signaling this right from the 20-cent area, right? So this, I'm talking about fundamentals, technicals, the statistics, geometrics and psychological targets were all rhyming together. So this is absolutely powerful. Very much a congratulations deserved for those of you who decided to get long on this, even in our paper trades, right? You guys, for good training. All right. So anyway, now one more thing to touch on here on this chart. We noticed that we had a buy formation setup here. So we have, first of all, a right angled broadening wedge, and we also had that inverse head and shoulders, right? So if we were going to make that inverse herpy-derpy actually happen for us, then we were able to take the psychological target or the price objective from that, right? So this is, in fact, what's very curious is the ascension line here for the broadening wedge is also the neckline for the inverse head and shoulders. So this actually would be taken like this, right? So you take it from the bottom side of the head, the very lower bottom side, up to the trend line top, right? So that's how you get the price objective for this. After you get that trend line, you apply it to right over here, to the middle of the right shoulder, right at the trend line. So let's go ahead and apply it right there. And the target that we're getting is perfectly at this $1.32. And that is rhyming with what? Of course, another geometrical target, the 3-spot 618, another 618 golden mean coming at that 134 zone. Okay, so another important thing to notice here is that this psychological target is just so happens to be giving us very close to the top resistance here of this gap. So, and this is a bi-daily time frame. We're looking at very different time frames here. Okay, so it's all very curious that it is giving us those targets, right? So now in respects to the broadening wedge, to take this the price objective, we actually, we even saw that we may break out here, right? So this is the way you do it. Top side of the wedge, bottom side of the wedge, apply it to the closing candle, right? So this would be that candle there. So this is the breakout candle we applied here, and then that top side comes out to $2, and let me see. Yeah, $2.45 is the price objective for this formation here. Okay, you guys. So now we have two areas of potential targets that we can look at for the relative short term, right? So I don't want to say it like it's going to take forever. It's just that we're on the bi-daily iteration here. It might as well take 5 to 8 days to reach that. But of course, we don't know what psychology is going to say before we even get there, right? So this is what I wanted to touch on regarding this chart here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, right? So actually, was this the bi-daily? Yeah. So and now regarding the other bi-daily back test that we did, right? This is where we noticed that we were going to get the succession of the upper bound of the first standard deviation being at 151.36%, landing us at about that 59 cent zone, almost 60 cent zone, right? So this was that chart. why I'm bringing this up is because we're printing now another bi-daily red bar. So anytime that we do get these red bars printed or blue bars, that represents when we're at critical volatility, either contraction or expansion for every closing of the 2-day period. Okay, so this is a 2-day iteration. This is now a 2-day iteration here. So anytime that we're at critical, we will start printing these red bars, signaling that we are at critical volatility, right? So why I'm mentioning this as well is that we have an upside pivot yet again in the stochastic momentum indicator. Okay, so now, and this is absolutely backing it too. This is the DMI indicator, and you please notice here that we have the ADX on a bi-daily time frame. This is a high time frame, okay, for having 34% ADX. That is absolute bull strength and absolute trending market towards whoever is leading the top side. So this green line representing DMI plus, aka the bulls, and this is DMI minus, aka the bears. Okay, so you can see here that we are very much in the lead or the bulls, right? And we actually have that upside and continuing market trend for the bulls too. Very, very, very likely going to continue to the upside. I did say that before too, right? So I'm telling you again, okay? But if I'm going to be if I can be as clear or as transparent as I can be, then we could be facing an immediate short-term pullback because we absolutely have everything. I mean, everything under the sun is incredibly overbought, right? So, but I mean, to tell you the truth, everything's still facing to the upside too. One more thing to consider is that indicators are entirely delayed and they are also an average. So we can technically continue overselling or overbuying forever, right? And the indicators wouldn't actually play law or play rule to that, right? So one more thing to notice that there's a very clear line of regression here from the RSI, and it's very curious that we are actually getting this formation here on the RSI. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because it looks like we're about to break out of it on the 15-minute time frame, which is just ridiculous. So signaling first of all, you know, we could actually face that rejection from the regression line, and then we could meet the RSI the SMA 14 right in the gravitational zone of the bullish control zone. My goodness, man, this is a slam dunk again. So this could be ever so slightly a tiny pullback, and I can see the pullback landing at around that 93.60 to about 95 cents, and it sounds familiar. Why? Because of the monthly time frames. Okay, you guys, there's a few things to look at here. The support levels that we were talking about in this area, the new ones that we drew, check it out, 95.93 to the area of about 105 to where it's now a resistance. Post market, we went up just a little bit again. We are at 102 now. Okay, you guys. So yeah, there's a lot of things rhyming with that potential target that I just kind of gave out. I'm wondering if we even have moving averages there. Well, definitely we do. We have the EMA 21 15-minute located right at 95.16. So giving even yet again more validity to this potential bottom side gap here on the 15, and the top side of this candle also relevant. Okay, you guys. So yeah, it's just man, I can't tell you enough. Just yeah, I mean, if we're going to face a downside, I said it could be very, very, very minimal short term, and I would not trust that downside too much. So if you're trying to get short this stock, that is a bad idea. I've been actually saying that since forever ago, right? And I am also a short bias trader. So Here's the main thing to look at, okay? Every single time frame, 30-minute, we have the bi-hourly here. This is the 4-hour. This is the 6-hour. We have the 8-hour. We have the 12-hour upside. But yes, we have the upside on all of these. But the important thing is that now that all of these are incredibly, overbought and still suggesting an upside, these are bleeding into the macro time frames, which will push the asset even further to the upside. Okay, first of all, notice right over here, this is the 3-day RSI. Notice that we have an absolute pivot to the upside with that SMA 14 represented by that pink line. And notice right over here that we have a very, very convincing and significant pivot to the upside from the RSI signal. Not only that, it has now entered the bullish control zone and getting very close to the gravitational zone too. Very likely this asset can continue to the upside after a very slight pullback. Remember, anything that I say too could be invalidated at any moment with some bad news or something. It can just literally be taken away. This is the 5-day time frame suggesting a massive upside too. It has now entered into the bull weakness percentile. So now, I mean, and it also started curving that SMA 14 towards the upside. Incredibly bullish. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna say it again, just like I did before. This is very likely, very likely that it can go to a continuation to that upside. You already have my targets. I let them go in the very beginning, and I seriously think that beyond the area of 105, to add to this, the next zone to look at would be 114 to about 120. I'm going to make that drawing right here and officially call it, right? So call it. I freaking hate that anyway. But yeah, 114 to the area of about 120. It could even be 123 to this candle wick here. I'm going to favor the shorter one because, you know, we can't be overly bullish all the time, all right? So this could be that top side to look at. And from the current price action, that could be an additional top side of about 17.5% again, man, ripping. Okay, you guys keep those targets in mind. Let's go ahead and see if we can fulfill this by tomorrow. Okay, you guys, and remember actually that that the markets are going to be closed on Monday for Juneteenth, right? I think it's a bank holiday or something, right? So definitely remember that we're not going to be trading on Monday, okay, you guys? But and first and foremost, remember that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell, literally, mañana. Look at that time. I'm actually about 40 seconds earlier than the last video. Pretty consistent. Nice. Take care, guys. See ya.